104.1 KRBE. Let's get started. It's the Roula and Ryan Show.
Wake up, fool!
Hey, wake up!
It's about to get all stupid up in here!
Right here.
Featuring Eric.
Eric, he is a bad, bad man.
Special K.
The big red K.
Are you threatening me?
I'm waiting for you.
And Sam.
I am a wuss! I am a wuss!
You've waited long enough. How the heck do you pronounce this woman's name?
Roula. And
Ding dong.
Ryan. 104.1 KRBE.
Good morning.
Good morning, Houston,
Yeah.
Texas.
It is. Is it?
Excuse
Yeah.
me, Marty.
It's
Marty,
Tuesday.
bleh. Tuesday, August 29th of 2024. Oh, no, 23. Oh, my God,
2024.
what's wrong with me?
You're really jumping
I'm fast
again.
forwarding, guys. Yeah, it's 6:01 a.m. Ruler, Ryan, Eric, Special K, and Sam. And that's all I got already.
Well, I'll tell you what, we got something. I want to play something right out of the box. Remember last week, a lot of people have joined the Rule and Ryan show after being on summer break. You know, they weren't waking up because the kids weren't waking
The last
up.
3 weeks, we've had lots of kids and parents.
Everybody's trickling back to
Teachers.
school. But we did a topic last week where you tell us a story about something you should have been fired for, and we've got to guess whether or not you were fired.
I love doing those games where we
yeah,
guess.
had your screw up at work, and we'll guess if you still kept your job.
I want you guys to guess this because I went through the listener lines, and I know you guys haven't heard this, so you got to guess. Did this person get fired? Listen to this.
I worked for this welding company and had a manager, kind of a bully, would like to make fun of people. He thought it was hilarious. I remember going in his office and spraying fart spray and walking out. So whenever he walked in, he completely smelled everything, and it was disgusting. Ended up throwing up on his desk on all the paperwork.
So he was mad at his boss.
So we have to guess?
He put fart spray all over. They got the guy so sick he threw up on his paperwork.
We have to guess if he got fired.
Did he
or
get
not.
fired or did he keep his job?
I'm going to guess no, because the guy didn't know who did it.
That's what I'm
Agreed.
thinking. If he knew.
Yeah, he didn't know who did it, so this guy still works there.
Yeah.
You ready? Here's the answer.
They did end up firing me. They saw the cameras. They saw it was me. Yeah, I got fired the next day.
He got fired.
Whoa.
What a way to
No,
go.
that fart spray, it's not like you can only affect one person with that spray.
Oh, no.
That spray is
Everybody
no
pays.
joke. I mean, it is barf. It's just barf inducing. Even when you take the cap off before you even sprayed it,
You know
it's
what?
so bad.
We've had that spray. I don't know where it is now.
We
but
never even opened it.
We've
Just
never-
getting near the canister.
We've never
makes you
sprayed
sick.
it. We opened it because we smelled just the tip.
Yes, the smell was so bad.
We never, ever sprayed that thing.
We
So
did
that was
it?
really
No.
big in like high
Inducing.
school. Kids would like do stuff like that.
Well,
Oh,
last
they
year,
brought it in?
didn't Prank Wars in the at high school last
That's right. Two kids
yeah,
were.
because a lot of people went to
busted.
the hospital because they were so sick.
Yeah, they closed the
from
school down.
the smell of
Yes.
it.
Oh, I got in
It is-
trouble
Yes,
because I called them.
Oh, yeah. Don't say
A
it again.
name.
Don't get in trouble again.
Are you gonna say it? You're like,
It's
I
like
got in
fart knockers.
trouble.
Oh, you mean this?
It's called fart knockers.
fart knocker.
No, I probably would have
It's
gotten
pretty
away
bad.
with that, but I was like, okay, you had to go to the hospital because of fart spray. Get
Right,
over
but then we
yourself.
realized how deeply,
Yeah, they didn't realize.
troubling it really was.
have you known.
Years ago, I think Eric and Kevin, everybody knows this, I think, except you, Sam, because this was before you joined our show. There was somebody that used to work for our company in another city. He was on the building conference side, not the side where we are. And he said that back in the radio war days of like the 80s and the 90s, where you would really like attack other radio stations, he would go to other radio stations events and spray fart spray.
Oh, my God.
At like regular events. We're not talking about like some giant concert with 10,000 people or 40,000 people. He would just go to like the dealership where that radio station's hanging out for the day.
spray Hey, this
is
and
Bob.
walk
We're
by
live
and
at the
spray
shoe
it
store.
around their area so they don't have to come near them.
Damn.
And I'm thinking, oh my God, you guys were freaking brutal back then, dude.
That takes too much
crazy.
work
That
and
takes a
effort.
lot of
I just
effort.
don't care what other people are doing.
Yeah, I focus on me. Let them worry about themselves. I don't need to go out there and try and tank their appearance.
That was the old days, I guess.
When people
Yeah,
were
that was
just
on the
vicious.
radio, crazy
Now-
war days.
Now everyone's just, just nice to each other.
I think for the most part, because you realize if you're in this business long
There's
enough,
not many left.
you'll work with each other at one point.
It's like football players, how they, there's how many football players are there in the NFL? Each team
I
has
have
what,
no
50,
idea.
50 players, 32 teams.
Times 32 teams,
What's
okay.
that, 1,800 players, whatever.
Yeah, you got to look at
So
it
there's
as
like 3,000 guys playing NFL football.
out of 300 million Americans.
Yeah,
So
okay.
it's like you got to look at it as a camaraderie. Sure, there's a friendly competitive rivalry, but you don't want to like
No.
hurt each other.
No. Although when you do watch sports and you see them hugging each other after a game you just lost and you're a fan and you get so mad and then you see them laughing.
Yeah, they're laughing all the way to the bank.
Don't you get mad at that? I'm like,
We're upset because, we're just so vested in this. I mean, I'm sure they don't like losing, but at the end of the day,
they're still sportsmen.
They're millionaires.
Yes, and to quote both my parents, for all the years that they saw me getting riled up over sports, every single time I get annoyed, my mom and my dad would say, "Why are you worried about Roula? They still get their money."
Yeah,
yeah.
I know it's so crazy, but y'all, yesterday the Astros, wow
my God.
against the Red Sox. That was so.
Okay, I want Eric to explain this. Okay, so Jose Altuve, he had a 4-hit night against the Sox, and it put him in rare Astro company. Now, he registered a double in the
cycle, baby.
Hit a double in the 3rd inning, a single in the 5th, a triple in the 6th.
Which is the hardest.
And then a history-clinching 420-foot home run in the 8th.
It went over the wall and into the street.
Cycle.
Out of the park.
Yeah.
It was out of the park, monstrous bomb.
So he
First
drove
time
in.
ever
He
he
drove
did
in.
that.
Yeah. So what's that mean about
It's called the cycle.
You just explained it right there. You got
You get a
single.
you got a single, a double, a triple, and a homer.
And so where were they playing, here or somewhere else?
Boston.
And so is the fence lower there?
No, they get that the Green Monster, that big wall.
They call that.
But it is
Kev,
smart.
their ballpark is what? Eric, is it like
And
from
he-
1800s or something still? They have the oldest ballpark. And
he knocked it over the Green Monster?
Yeah.
So it's the first time the Stros have had a cycle in 10 years.
Wait, it's one thing, Kev, to knock it over the monster because people sit there. He knocked it over the people sitting behind the monster and out of the ballpark into the street.
And I will say, lots of Astro fans there. That was pretty cool.
A lot. Y'all, okay, let me tell you. I told my husband this last
were
night.
traveling last
When
night.
Tassos and I first started dating and the Astros played like a one-off Boston Red Sox game, we went to Minute Maid Park to see that game, and it was so pathetic because it was like we were at a Red Sox game. There were more Red Sox fans at Minute Maid Park at that time than there were Astros fans because we were not doing so great. Yesterday, you could hear the "Let's go Astros," bump, 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 and it was like a sea of orange. Even the expensive seats, like behind home plate, there were lots of Astros fans, and I'm thinking, holy smokes, how the tables have turned.
It's also a Monday, so
14
maybe
years.
people spent the weekend up in Boston.
Oh, yeah.
Make a weekend out of it. I would. And then get up there and then fly back today. A lot of people do that.
Sounds good.
Y'all, this Green Monster looks like a complete waste of space and a bad design. My mother did not design this stadium.
I know,
obviously.
because your mother didn't do this in 1895 or whatever it was.
It was
Well,
built.
at least put plexiglass and they could put like 1,000 more seats there.
Oh, man.
Well, if somebody's
Yeah.
new to the show, you need to explain that. They're like, why would Kevin's mother design that stadium?
My mother has designed 15 minor league stadiums. One of them was for Sugarland.
Space Cowboys.
Constellation Views.
If you walk up to the main box office, you'll see her name right there emblazoned in bronze. And when I was in middle school, she started doing this. So, we got real rich then.
Have y'all noticed in the last year,
what's up with-
Kevin's gotten comfortable to say that they're rich? You
Well,
used to
they-
never admit to that.
I mean, I didn't realize at the time, but we were not doing badly. And
Yeah, you're right, though. From 2006 to 2000,
He hid his family wealth.
Or maybe 20.
I hid my wealth.
He hid his wealth.
And then I came to the show, and now he just wants to tell everyone.
Sam's like, I
You'll
got to
have
be the
a-
poor one now. What the hell?
You'll have a reality series, The House of England.
Now, that doesn't mean that she gave me all that money and sent me down to Texas. She was like, all right, now you get a job and you figure it out.
My parents say.
Which is the right way to do it.
Parents will say, I'm rich. You're not rich, kid.
Exactly.
That's true.
Yeah. She'll
No
buy
more
me
Because you
tickets
gotta
to
teach
come
your
see her.
kids that they can enjoy the riches of your hard work as you raise them, but they got to get out there and
Like
find
in-
something for themselves.
Really, in college, my dad gave me one of his credit cards for just to use to get groceries and stuff.
That was nice.
And so, every week, I would abuse, spend $200. I'd buy steaks, a couple of cases of beer. I was 20 and 21 and then 22. And then I'm every week. And then when I graduated, it was give me the card back. And I was like, man, life was better in college. I was eating steaks.
They let you have a card?
Yeah. I think I spent $200 maybe every 2 weeks.
We didn't have money.
I remember buying stuff.
I got
Beer.
4 $10 bills, one for each day of the week. And that $10, because I was on the school meal plan, so I had $10 of discretionary funds.
My school didn't have
for
a
the week.
cafeteria. We didn't have
What?
It's called Columbia
Columbia
College.
College.
It's more of a
Like
it's
a
an art
commuter?
school. No, we did commuters. There's 6,000 kids, but we live downtown, and there's not much, space
that's
there.
interesting.
I lived in a loft and stuff.
Speaking of money, guys, speaking of money, there's a story today that the exact age that people make their smartest money decisions is between the age of 53 and 54. That's when you've gathered enough experience of spending and saving, and you have not started to lose key cognitive skills.
No, what does that
that
mean?
you can make your smartest money decisions. So,
Well, I would hope you're not
53
losing your
and
cognitive
54.
skills at 53.
Well, some people do, unfortunately, and so that's an interesting factoid that the research has found. But yes, Eric, to your point, when I went to SMU for my freshman year, just like many college kids who got suckered in by a free T-shirt, I got me it was called the Associates Visa.
Nice.
The Associates. I have no idea what the hell that means. That was probably the bank that. Whatever.
It's just
And,
a title to make you feel special.
Yeah.
It means
Well, it was like the company. It was like the financial backing. It wasn't like you do like Verizon visas or United visas.
Well, it means
they had like the financial
college
company's
sucker
name.
who's going to pay 24% interest.
Pretty much.
Yep.
So I told my sister, "Hey, I signed up for this thing. Tell Dad this bill's going to come. It's how I'm going to buy things at the grocery store." Well, no communication there. I didn't tell my dad either. And then like 4 months later, I was at the Tom Thumb and it didn't go. And I go, "Why isn't that working?" And I
Tom
called-
Thumb is like Randall's in Dallas.
Yeah, Randall's. And I called my dad when I got back to the dorm, and I was like, "Hey, Dad, there's this credit card I was buying groceries on, doesn't work." He's like, "What? What credit card?"
Oh, no, he
was
didn't
like,
know you had one.
Oops. The limit was only like, I think, $800 or something stupid and
What
small.
else? Some things don't change with you.
What?
Like things you forget. Like you forget that.
I did that 2 times, and you're holding it to me forever that I didn't pay my freaking Centerpoint bill.
Or those bills are sitting there. It's like you
Yeah.
have the money to pay for it. You just forget. Or things
Why
you
don't you
forget.
have an auto draft set up?
And someone just pointed out something interesting. Your kids, Roula, Eric, Ryan, are me.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, exactly.
Because y'all are very successful and financially okay. And so now y'all kids are benefiting off of that and going to like, them private schools
Yes and no.
driving
My
them
daughter,
That's
I'm
gonna
not-
be
I'm not-
SUVs.
That's going to suck for them.
yeah, but I'm not paying her
Sure
bills.
is.
She got out of college. She's doing it on her
That's
own.
what Kevin does.
I'm not giving her money.
His mom didn't pay.
No, that's it.
Because
She
if
cut me
you
off
keep
when he came
paying,
down
they're
here.
never gonna.
Yep.
You gotta let them fly free, but you don't want to be homeless. But you gotta let them fly free.
There's got to be
So,
strife in life, or you're never going to enjoy it.
But Disney
And-
before that, girl.
Yep. But why should I suffer? I'm going to go to Disney and the Universal Studios.
That's right. Disney
All right, coming up,
vacations from now to
yeah,
then.
exactly. Coming up next, Special K, there's something specifically tailored to you in the entertainment news. And I wonder if anyone else is still doing what Special K does when it comes to the way he enjoys his free time, and it has to do with celebrities.
Okay, I
We'll
was like,
talk
I
about
don't
it in
do
Scoop.
Netflix discs anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Still sending in DVDs in the mail.
Let's talk about that. Here's your official weather for today.
Oh, it's going to be more of this hell heat. It shouldn't hit 100, but it'll be the high 90s. Right now, it's 81 degrees. It's 6:13 on the Roula and Ryan Show.
I'm pleased to introduce Roula and Ryan's Celebrity Scoop.
On KRBE.
Welcome back to your first Tuesday back to school for a whole bunch more people as the real school week started for the last of the school districts yesterday. Just to remind you again, 3 times a day we give you a chance to become a winner of $10,000. It's called the Summer of 2020 Free. We do it at 8:20 a.m., 1:20 p.m., 5:20 p.m. We give you a fabulous prize. It makes you a finalist for $10,000. Today's prize is a grill to get you ready for Labor Day weekend, guys. Labor Day weekend is this weekend. A lot of people have Monday off already, so it's a nice little ease into the new school year.
Nice.
A $100 Academy gift card and a $100 Kroger gift card. That's what, actually, is it? Oh, yeah, grill was yesterday. Today's the Academy gift card. Sorry.
gift card,
well, maybe
yeah.
you can get like a small
About a grill there. There you go.
Sure.
Did you see
Okay,
the text
so-
screen, Rula? Speaking of
see.
Kevin,
Uh-oh.
the listeners
wait, hold on.
in labor right now.
Oh, yes. I want to read that one. Kevin, you did a gender reveal for one of our listeners. Do you remember that?
Absolutely. So they asked me to put together a montage of songs like Let's Hear It for the Boy
Oh,
or
clever.
I'm Just a Girl.
So,
So
going back and
I
forth.
would juxtapose those songs, boy, girl, and it ended with, I believe, Let's Hear It for the Boy, or something like that. So it is a boy, and apparently it's coming. He's coming
Curly
today.
labor.
Yes.
He said, I look forward to 6 a.m. to distract myself from lack of sleep. Thank God I now get to listen to the best morning show ever.
Oh, well, thank
Wyatt
you.
Bell is arriving today. Special K helped us with our gender reveal in March. Oh, how exciting. Congratulations.
Oh, Wyatt, I like that name.
How exciting.
Texas.
I love that.
White
Another
Bell.
generation
Wider.
of Will and Ryan Show listeners. Okay, speaking of Special K, let me get this story out of the way first. And yeah, you were pretty much on the right track. Special K for the longest time was the only member of the Will and Ryan Show that got Netflix DVDs in the mail. And
You laugh, but it's the only way you could see actual new releases
Yeah,
because
but you were doing it up until like a year ago.
why is that?
It's been like
Whatever
10
he wants
years.
to do, Ryan. Stop with that torture teasing.
Poor guy.
Netflix has been shutting down the DVD by mail rental service, but what they're doing for their customers who enjoyed them, because they're going to be emailing the last of the deliveries on September 29th.
my
Netflix
God.
says just keep the discs, and you will not be charged for them, and you're also going to get a surprise 10 shipment of DVDs.
Kevin,
Hold
go
up,
do it.
surprise
Go do it.
10.
Hold up, I want to
so
get
they're
back on
trying
that
to
plan.
They're trying to liquidate all their DVDs. They don't want them.
Yeah, it's
from
a
the
10
landfill.
mystery DVDs after the service shuts down is what's going to get shipped to
Kev
you.
wants 'em.
If you want to join now just to get the extra DVDs, it's $19.99 for your first and last month of service.
Oh, how clever.
They say, please enjoy your final shipments as long as you like. Based on the replies to their tweet about the final shipments, it's not too late to jump back in and try and get those free DVDs.
So let me get this
10
straight.
mystery DVDs plus the ones that you already have, you can keep them.
Rula, you said $19.99, so they want to charge you $20 to take their trash off their hands for them.
Smart.
Wow.
Remember years ago we all did that bit where it was some website or was it Amazon or something? We bought a box, each of us $10.
Oh, yeah.
Mystery box?
$10 box. Yeah.
You don't know what's in it, but you pay $10 and then we opened it on the air and stuff. I can't remember what we got.
That was a
We got,
really
like,
long
salt and
time
pepper
ago.
shakers.
There might still be a salt and pepper shaker
Yeah.
up here that was in the shape of a scooter.
Was that a website or was that
how
a?
cute.
Was that like
It
an
was
app?
a site,
was some
Eric.
type
One
of
of your
mystery.
radio buddies found it. And it was like $10 surprise, or I can't remember what the site was.
People
but
love
yes.
surprises. That's why kids watch those videos. And
Yeah, it's
I
like
watch
that
guys
feeling.
open baseball cards and they just show the camera and then they go through it and then they'll find Shohei Ohtani card worth $10,000 and they
like
freak
reveal
out.
cards.
See, if you type this in on Amazon right now, just type in mystery boxes, you will get so many different options for all the different themes. Everything from flowers to sci-fi to sports, you name it.
Of anything.
There's
that-
like makeup
Yeah.
ones. Isn't it called like? No,
I've seen the
not
ones where you
Etsy.
can pay like
Mystery
30
box fun is what it is.
I've seen the stuff where you pay like $30 a month and it's like man stuff. Here's a knife.
Yeah.
And here's a fire kit. How to make
Well,
fire
I-
with
I
twigs.
feel
Like, here's one.
The Fit Fab boxes. I
Fit
think.
that,
Oh.
yeah. My friend Todd gets that. I want to say that's where the electrolytes came from.
Oh,
we
really?
got
What
we got
are
a
the,
whole stack of electrolyte energy drinks. That was, I
interesting.
think,
Are they
one
good?
of them.
Like if you look at the top
Okay.
searches, one of them's called Grandpa Joe's Mystery Fun Box. Everything from socks, coffee mugs, pacifiers, chopsticks, stationery, all sorts of things. It's called
So there's all these- I
Grandpa
can't remember
Joe's
the exact
Mystery
one
Fun
that we
Box.
used to use, but that never works out for me. Like at the Nutcracker Market or like at different stores, if they want to liquidate stuff, they'll like at Nutcracker Market specifically. I remember last season there was a store that sold lots of like cutesy T-shirts, and then they had brown paper bags on a 3-tiered display, and the top was extra small all the way down to the bottom extra large. And for $10, you take one of those bags to see which T-shirt you get. It's a mystery bag. It's
kind of fun
because most of their T-shirts were $40.
Oh, wow.
So I was like, okay, I'm gonna buy 4 of these T-shirts so that I can like surprise the girls with them. Oh, those T-shirts sucked.
It was like who farted shirt, those type of things. I'm farted. I'm a
they were
stupid.
just like
the
ugly
arrow.
colors
Just,
and
like,
just
basic.
dumb looking. Like one of them was like some really dumb logo of like I think it was like a Buffalo Bills logo, but they had cut it up and they had tried to like DIY it and it looks stupid. I go, why the hell would you ever wear this?
like if I
shirt?
go to
mean, my
Ross-
kids don't even sleep in that shirt.
Like you go to Ross and you can get teams from like they have sports shirts
They
for like
have
other
so
teams.
many.
I'm like Sam should go here. Maybe she'll find a Steelers.
I have found a
Yeah.
Steelers. I think
have
it's like
you?
at Ross, the one Alpha Bunker Hill.
Yeah, and they're like under
there's, like-
$10.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
a lot of Steelers stuff there.
But you wash them, do they fall apart?
No.
No. They're
Good
good
stuff.
quality.
They
I'd
have
have to
Calvin
cut the
Klein
sleeves
stuff
off
even.
though. I don't like
Well,
sleeves.
let's
That's so weird. You don't
let's
like sleeves.
shift gears here and talk about this ridiculous lawsuit of Katy Perry. She has been fighting a woman named Katy Perry in Australia for years. Years. We're going on 8 years, guys. How much is this costing this poor lady? Then again, when you're the defendant, you just sit around and wait. The other person has to keep waiting and spending
Is her
money.
real name Katy Perry? Or did she
Her
change
real
it?
name is Katy Perry, but she spells it Katie, and she owns a boutique shop in Australia. Katy Perry apparently you know how Elvis's estate was like, we're stopping anybody that uses the Elvis name, you can't use it. Katy Perry is trying to do the same thing. This lady, Katy Perry, owns a small clothing business in Australia, and Katy tried to shut her down to force her to change her name back in 2009.
That's so uncool because Katy Perry, that's not even her real name.
Because here's the thing. Yes, it is. It is Katy Perry.
Her real name was Catherine Elizabeth Hudson.
Okay, but Katie for short. I mean, Catherine is Katie. Okay, so here's how it continues on. Since 2009, she's been fighting this. And then when it gets like an end result, Katie appeals it. So here we go again. The lady said, not only have I fought for myself, but I fought for small businesses in this country. This is a case that I thought had an end in sight. And yet here she is choosing to continue to drag this out. So the Australian federal court sided with Katy Perry, the shop owner, but Katy Perry, the singer, filed an appeal again.
Wow, she's not letting it go.
No, she's not. Katie Perry, made in Australia,
Roula,
versatile and sustainable clothing and homewares.
I'm confused as to how she can even get away with this because Katy Perry's real name, that's her stage name. Her real name is Katie Hudson. And she changed it to Katy Perry, and yet she's suing a woman who was born with the name Katy Perry.
There's a restaurant I remember going to. They changed their name because in Illinois, when I did pest control, it was in Pontiac, Illinois somewhere, and it was called McDonald's. That was the name of the family restaurant.
Yeah, that's not.
And they were open, and they were already going. They were working, and then when fast food came around, they sued them. So they were there first in that town. Their family name is McDonald's. And
it's all about who has the money. How do you take on $1 billion corporation?
Yeah, so they had to change.
Well, actually, yeah, you're right. I forgot her last name is Hudson, not Perry. But I don't know. Obviously, it means enough to Katy Perry. She thinks she can win this. Remember when Mariah Carey last year wanted to trademark herself as the Queen of Christmas? And that was a huge deal.
Yes.
And the lady who actually calls herself the Queen of Christmas and all these rando albums was like, no. And then I think it was a court said you just can't. You can't trademark Christmas or whatever she was trying to trademark. But yeah, she is the queen. I saw a reel already yesterday talking about all the pumpkin spice lattes and all this pumpkin spice stuff coming out. That
wipes now, right?
It hurt. Yeah, pumpkin spice wipes. I saw that story.
Wait, seriously?
Yeah.
Yes. Why does your butt need to know
your booty smells like pumpkin spice?
Yes.
Well, I mean, the other ones are flavored, like the cucumber ones.
I don't know if they're flavored. We know what you're doing.
Weirdo.
What about scents?
Maybe you do need the flavor, Kev. I'm not sure. You're
not supposed to use it to wipe your mouth off, too? You know I'm a mess. Sometimes you get a little taste of it.
I guess you could. Why not?
And the vanilla ones?
If it's good enough for your butt, it's good enough for your mouth.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I can't imagine that being particularly healthy for you because it's chemicals.
Well, you don't suck on it. You just wipe your
yes.
I mean, technically, you can use baby wipes to wipe a baby's face. So I would assume you could use that on your
but they don't have to put a taste in it.
Just don't use Clorox.
Oh my
I've done that.
A scent so it smells better. They do a scent so it smells better. Pumpkin spice wipes. I could try those and see how it goes. Okay, coming up next, we're going to talk about where the worst and the best place to get dumped. Because we've had plenty of those stories on the show.
Yesterday we were talking about that at the end of the show. Remember, we didn't have time to get into it.
Ahmad has been dumped at Chili's. I dumped somebody at Cafe Express.
So those restaurants have been ruined for that other person.
We always say Starbucks is probably the number one because it's quick. You go in there.
Starbucks is number one for a lot of things. Affairs, meeting people.
That's
talking
true.
Well, because they're job interviews.
Everywhere.
I've seen plenty of
you're
job
right.
interviews.
So much is going on in there.
Starbucks.
People trying to write their next great script.
I met my weed guy over there.
Yeah, Is it confusing though? Which Starbucks, man?
I don't know what you're saying.
Because there's one across from Starbucks,
Kevin. I don't know. You mean the weed killer that you're trying to purchase?
Yes,
it's flavored.
That really interesting Orkin
so call us
formula
right
for
now.
killing bugs. 713-390-KRBE. Is there a best place to get dumped? We need the answer to this. And where's the worst place?
You can share your stories where you may have been dumped.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. That's why you know it's the worst and the best place on the Roula and Ryan Show. The phones are open if you want to call us, but here's one of this text. I dumped my boyfriend at the park by his house before having to go to my softball game in high school. He was a junior at 17, got arrested at school. I still stayed with him. He had to be on probation. No, had to be on probation with him, which he took advantage of. So since he had to be home by 7 o'clock, he'd be out and about and then say, okay, come over. I had to go to AA meetings with him because he wouldn't go and he would lie about it. Stupid. What was I thinking? Oh, and now he's a stalker years later when I was in college and I'm 31 now. WTF?
Still stalking?
That sounds like it went bad.
That did not
the
go
park
well.
seems like it's a nice public place that you could run far and wide from someone.
What sucks is when you get
But how do you
broken
go
up
to a
with.
park though? Like how do you like when you're an adult? You can't let's go hang out at the teeter totter. What are you gonna do?
No, it could be like
in high school.
We have a lot of-
We always went to
That
parks.
was high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're an adult, there are a lot of parks that have,
Maybe a dog
Discovery
park?
Green
scenery. Yes, like that.
Like, I think it would suck if you got broken up with at the gym and you both go to that gym. That would be terrible.
That'd be the worst workout ever.
Yeah,
like to have to see them every single day.
Get mad at you.
Here's how we have proof the world does not make sense. I have a very close friend who's probably listening right now. She has shared the story with me many times that her high school boyfriend showed up to her house on Christmas Eve because she invited him over. And when he got to the front door and she opened the door to say, "Oh, hi," he says, "I'm breaking up with you." And it was over. She was devastated Christmas Eve at her doorstep.
Ouch.
5 years later, 7 years later, they got married. And they're still married.
I bet she brings that one up as much as she can.
Yep.
Remember that Christmas
Never
Eve
let you
got
live
me on
that
my
one
front
down,
door?
dude.
Yeah, I would never let him live that down. What
No
was his
way.
reason? Why couldn't you just
I can't remember
do
the
it a couple
reason.
days before or a couple days after?
And I always visualize her opening the door and he's standing there and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not going to come
Was
in."
it like Love Actually? Did he have poster boards?
He's holding up.
Do not find you attractive anymore.
Poster board.
I
Merry
would think
Christmas.
that a lot of people, like, when you get broken up with, you associate what's around you. Like, as a teenager, the worst breakup I ever had was when I was 17 years old and my girlfriend Diane was cheating on me. And I knew she was at the ZZ Top concert. You know this story.
Yeah.
And I found her out of like 20,000 people. I found her there with another dude. And for years, I could not listen to ZZ Top ever again. Because I just associated that bad memory. I'm like, I found her cheating on
the
me.
Roula and Ryan show, and here he's finding out you couldn't listen to him for all those years.
No. But then I took it back.
That's good.
Because the Top is the
Like
best.
the Gingerman. That's why I got dumped in the back there on the picnic table.
Oh, I love that bar.
And I was so happy when
What
it
is
was
that now,
closed.
Eric? Is that like a Moroccan restaurant or something?
I think that's a restaurant now.
Yeah,
but I was
it
like,
was there for
screw
like-
that place.
It was there for like 40
Because
years.
we used to get things called chimay. You ever have?
What's a
Yes.
chimay?
Oh, that's nasty.
CHIMAY.
What is chimay?
Isn't it carbonated?
Yeah, it's got that weird
but I
like
don't
cork
know
on
what
it
it is.
that stays on when you pop the cork. It's got that little like.
It's like a growler, except it's not as big. Like
Yeah.
those little.
It's
isn't
red.
those the growlers have those metal like pop
it's beer,
things
but
that
it's got like
stays on?
9%
Oh,
or
it's a
something.
beer?
Oh,
It's like red wine beer.
It's
Why have I not heard
but it tastes
of
more
this?
like beer.
Try it Tuesday. Try it Tuesday.
I'll
We haven't
bring
had
some
the
in, but-
Chimay in a
Try
long
it Tuesday, by
awful.
the way. This morning is going to be at 8 a.m. And I've got this is going to be a shocking experience. Let's just say that.
Ryan
Shocking experience.
Ryan says he's getting abs,
No, I said I'm trying to get rid of the flabs and
and he's
turn them
got
into
a
abs.
device that he wants us to try to get abs like him.
The ab shocker.
8
Stop
o'clock to try
saying
Tuesday.
like that, Eric.
I did not say abs like me. I don't have abs. but
Exactly. That's what
I'm saying.
I
I just
don't think we
started
need
it.
to try. I don't think we need to try Tuesday. Obviously,
I
it
just
failed.
started it 2 weeks ago, for God's sakes.
No, it's been
3
at least,
weeks. It's 3
It's
weeks.
been at least 3 months.
Yeah, he's been
it
harping
has
on
not
this
been
for a
3
long
months.
time.
Yeah, because you talked about this.
I'll
for
show you my
months.
Amazon history.
No, because I was getting my glute shocked, and you were like, "Oh, well, I have one too, actually, and I'll bring it in."
Yeah,
and that was like months ago.
Well, you can't bring in your butt shocker. We can't do that in the studio.
Well, hey, I could call up La Chloe Med Spa and bring it on up in here.
I don't
We
want
could
to see
all
you
do
getting
it.
your booty shocked.
It's fine. Everyone can have a turn at my booty.
Everyone's tummy.
I think they have.
God. Okay, back to the text at 37530 on best and worst places to get dumped. Let me read a couple of these. I could dump my ex-boyfriend in the middle of the night at an alligator refuge in Brazoria. Screw him, says the texter.
She pushed him in.
He's never seen again.
Another one, Eric, this is close to your heart because you go here all the time with your family. This person was broken up with while at a resort in Orlando, Florida.
Oh.
The ex and I took my kids to Universal Studios. She was so distant, and I asked what was wrong, and she said, "I can't force this anymore." I was devastated, and they're stuck in Orlando trying to have a good time.
Were they on one of the
But
rides?
that's
Like the
plain
Jimmy
right
Fallon
back.
ride there with those dumb
Yes, we'd like
glasses
to know
on?
where
those 4D
exactly
glasses?
at the resort, sir, did this statement happen? Were you in a 2-hour line to get into something?
Did you
and
have to fly
stand
back
there?
with them?
Oh, that's got to
Like,
be rough.
I need
Awkward.
details on
That's
this.
awful.
Getting dumped on a vacation would be the worst. Like,
That is the
especially day
worst.
1, day 2. You got 6
Oh,
more
by the way,
days with
people
them.
are saying that your Chimay, Eric, is a Belgian ale on text.
That's what it is, Belgian ale.
How's that? I've never heard of this
Ale.
Chimay you speak of.
I'm not used to the
believe
taste
it.
of it without my tears in it. I got dumped.
Was that your most
How
painful
exactly,
dump?
Like, was it the first drink that she decided to have the conversation with you, or y'all had a couple before she did?
Yeah. I don't even remember. I
Let's
just
really
remember-
go
Like, would
into
you say that was
details.
the most painful dumping you ever took?
Well, that's
Yeah,
a
that
different
was-
story, Ryan.
No, I mean, like, breaking up. Let me rephrase
I just remember trying to, like, what are you talking about? I knew I was right for her, and she kept going, like, doing this with her face like, no.
Everything happens for a reason, no?
No, because she thought she had to be with a Persian guy or some BS crap.
For those just tuning in, Eric is talking about his current wife of almost 20 years now.
I still bring it up, though, because I brought that up, I think, the other day. I think we drove by it. And I'm like, hey, remember over there when you dumped me?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you say that in front of your kids?
Eric,
Yeah, well, they know. They even said that. Oh, yeah,
kids
Mom
know?
dumped Dad 4 times.
Oh, damn.
Yes. Okay.
Hell yeah, bring it up.
A lot of people like
A lot of pain.
You know, you always joke about that with your wife, even though you've been married to her now for all these years and you've got 2 kids. My husband always, he'll never let it go. How I pulled into the Chevron after our first date and said, listen, you know, you live in Dallas. I'm
Not
in Houston.
working?
If this long distance thing doesn't work, it's fine. And he's like, remember you tried to break up with me? And then
See?
here you are, the ginger. Remember you broke with me 4
That
times?
just inspired him.
Men don't forget as well, Ryan. It's not just women.
Hey, yo. Time for KRBE's Roula and Ryan show to tell you what's going down in H-Town.
All right, it is brought to you by Duncan. Jose Altuve's 4-hit night against the Sox put him in
Cycle!
rare
The
Astros
cycle!
company. He completed the first cycle the Astros have had in
Yay!
10 years. Let's see. He registered a double in the 3rd inning, a single in the 5th, a triple in the 6th, and a history-clinching 420-foot home run in the 8th to hit his first career cycle.
I wonder whose car that landed on because it went out of the ballpark. Like, where did it go on that street?
Does your
There's a
insurance
street
cover
back
that?
there.
It fell in somebody's clam chowder outside.
Clam chowder.
The restaurant out
Or
in the back.
somebody's lobster roll that
Something-
had crawfish in it.
Oh, yeah. Did you hear that story about
No, what happened?
Oh, yeah. These people, Roula, who is the owner?
It's the owner of St. Arnold.
St. Arnold's. Yeah, he's up in Boston, and they're ordering lobster rolls. A
Lenny
$23
Ambrose.
a $23 lobster roll, and they discovered crawfish in it instead.
I'm sorry. He's not the owner. He's the chief marketing officer.
Chief marketing
He knows.
No
officer.
way.
Yeah, so they're
St.
getting
Arnold
charged
Brewing
for a
Company.
lobster roll, $23.
They call him out and they give him his money
Yeah,
back? They
yeah.
did by mistake, or was it
They
like...
claim it was a mistake.
I had never heard of crawfish until I came down here. So I can't
Swamp
believe
bugs.
they even had
Right?
them up there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was called Boston and Maine Fish Company. The employee denied that they used crawfish. Lenny said he later called out the restaurant on social media asking if photos of lobster and scallops were actually crawfish. The restaurant later issued an apology and clarification on Instagram, and they...
I would think when you're preparing
Said
that,
sorry.
you know the difference between a crawfish and a lobster.
You're right, though. I don't remember seeing crawfish up north.
No, it's a southern thing. All right,
They're
so
called mud bugs.
this is one of the reasons. You know what, Eric, you convinced me to join cron.com. They have a free version, but I subscribe to
Yep.
it. They have so many interesting stories on that now.
It's like, what, $3 a month or something?
Yeah, it's like $2.99 a month, and it's like better than having all those newspapers. So they did this story on high-speed chases by Houston Police Department. So they've released this data. Houston Police Department increased 47% over a 5-year period of high-speed car chases. So between 2018 to 2022, they've killed more than 24 people and injured hundreds more. Officers engaged in 6,303 chases. 27 people died as a result of these pursuits, and at least 740 people injured by chasing these
I wish like the
people.
cars had drones on them. Like they could hit a button and the drone releases and just follows the person.
Yeah, instead of like endangering all these people.
Like with helicopters, the helicopters would follow the people.
They never escape, too. The helicopter always gets them.
Oh, yeah.
There he goes. He's hopping somebody's fence, running in the backyard.
Unless they run into a bunch of trees, then you're like, we don't know where they are. He's going to dart out from somewhere. We
Put
don't
that
know where
thermal
he is.
on. Like in
Yeah, like
movies.
the Predator vision.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, this week's blue moon is going to be the biggest and brightest moon of the year, and it does not mean the moon will be blue. It's going to be Wednesday night. Wednesday's blue moon will peak at 9:36 p.m. True stargazers might want to kind of go out to the countryside to get the best view of the blue moon.
I must be thinking
I
of
shall
Labor Day
drink a blue
weekend.
moon while we
I know.
look at it.
I kept thinking of beer when you said blue moon.
Yeah, with
Blue
an
moon.
orange.
Yeah.
I like
Orange
it.
slice.
That's Kevin's drink back in the day.
I did used to love that.
Did you overdose on that now? And you're like, oh, I'm over
No,
that. Can't drink it anymore.
it makes me break out.
It makes you
Yeah.
break out.
The
The acidity in
citrus.
it?
You get beer
Oh,
zits?
interesting.
No, it's not zits. It's just it makes my neck red and my
Oh, you're
cheeks-
rashy.
Yeah, rashy. That's a good one. I don't know.
Oh,
why.
that happens to me with red wine. There's something in the red wine.
Yeah,
that
it sucks. It's weird.
Okay, coming up next, guys, it's Tuesday, which means someone has gotten their payback. It's called revenge. What's it all about? We're going to find out next on the Roula and Ryan Show.